Hello students, we are continuing with our unit 3 ICT skills and session 3 basic computer operations. So today we are going to discuss how to hide the taskbar. How can we automatically hide a taskbar? This is very simple procedure that we are going to follow for this. You can see this is the taskbar. Now to hide this taskbar, we have to locate the taskbar, then find out some blank space on the taskbar. When you locate the blank space, right click on the taskbar, and clicking the right click you will get taskbar settings. In the taskbar settings, go to automatically hide the taskbar in desktop mode option. So whenever you will be in the desktop mode, your taskbar will get hidden out until and unless you do not activate it with your mouse. Next we have snapping the window. Snap is what? Snap is a quick way to resize the open window. When you want quickly to change the size of the open window, you are going to make use of the snap window. For this, we need to drag the window from the edges of the screen. Suppose this is the window. These are the edges of this screen of this window. We need to bring our mouse pointer to these extreme corners of this, and then we will drag this from the corner or from side by side. So this way we can resize our window, we can make it organized, we can make it more readable, we can make it more simpler. So snapping is nothing. Snapping is just a simple procedure to resize all the open windows. Till now we were discussing the things about the Windows operating system. Now we have the Linux operating system, and this is the desktop of the Linux operating system. It looks somewhat similar to the Windows operating system, except that here you will find some of the icons which we do not generally find in the Windows. Now it was introduced in year 1991, but that time it was not very popular. By the time it gained popularity and became a very famous software. Why is it software very famous? This became very famous because it has less complexity. It is not as complex as the other operating systems. So the programs, working with the program is easy. It is easier for the programmers to write applications also for this Linux desktop or the Linux operating system. All the applications these run in a smoother and better way in this one. So in the Linux, the most common used edition of this is Ubuntu. It's a free open source. Ubuntu has 3 editions: desktop edition, server edition, and core edition. Ubuntu is very famous because of its cloud computing technique. It can run easily on the desktops to the cloud. It can easily run the internet. So because of these features of cloud computing, smooth running of the internet, and the running of this on the desktop easily is something that makes it much more popular nowadays. Now we will move ahead with another type of the operating system that are exclusively used for the mobiles. Just like the computers, mobiles also run on the softwares. There are the apps, there are the applications, those run on the mobile phones. But these mobile phone needs a different type of operating system. Their operating systems are different from those run on the PCs or on the laptop. So some of the very common and the popular operating system, mobile operating systems are Google Android, Apple iOS. Android is very popular mobile operating system, and this is developed by Google. It is based on the modified version of Linux and other open sources. Linux is what? Linux is yet another operating system. So Google has created this based on the version of the Linux. So you can say Android is derived from the Linux. It is designed primarily for the touchscreen mobile devices. This is used on the touch screen mobile devices. Then another very common operating system used with the smartphones is Apple iOS. But this Apple iOS is proprietary mobile operating system. That means this Apple iOS can run only on the iPhones, iPad, iPod Touch. Except these iPhones or iPads, iPods, Apple iOS cannot run on any other device. Apple iOS will not run on any other smartphone. It will run only on the iPhones. So that is something which makes it different from the other operating systems. Now let us see whatever we do in the Windows, where does it go? Where does it get stored? So everything that is on the Windows, especially we are talking about the Windows 10, in every of the window, in fact, this all is saved into the Windows Explorer, File Explorer. To get this File Explorer or the Windows Explorer, we can press the window logo key and E key, or simply in the taskbar we can click on the folder icon. So when we click on the folder icon, we are going to get a screen somewhat as shown here on this screen. You can see that this is divided into different parts. This top area highlighted, this is called as the ribbon, and this ribbon has got three main tabs. One is the home tab, another is the share tab, and the view tab, and every of the tab has got its own ribbon. At present you can see the home tab, the ribbon of the home tab. Then if you will click on the share tab, you will get the ribbon of the share tab. Similarly, if you click on the view tab, there will be the ribbon of the view tab. Then after this we have this area. This area is the area of the frequent folders. This will store all the frequently opened, frequently created folders, and we can work with these by clicking on them. We have this area where you can see a lens is icon of the lens is placed. This is the quick search access. Whenever you have to search for any folder, for any file quickly, you can type down the name of that particular folder or file over here in spite of searching it and scrolling it down over here. Then we have this area. This area is the address bar. This is going to show you the location of presently active folder. That is, if you will click on this folder, the location of this folder is going to be shown over here, and this is the address bar. Then we have this area. This is called as the navigation pane. This is navigation pane which is going to give you access to your libraries, to your documents, to the pictures, to the storage devices. So this will also include the frequently used folders and the network devices. Then we have this area just below. This area is the recent file area. This means that this is going to show you all the currently opened files. Whichever files you have opened currently, that all are going to be displayed in the recent file area. So this is the view of the Windows Manager, or you can say the File Explorer window. And these were the parts of the window. At top you can see that we have the ribbon open for the home tab. So this is going to contain the options for the general operations like cut, copy, paste, copy path, deleting, moving a folder, creating a new folder. So whenever we have to click a folder, we will create a folder, we will click on the home and we have the new folder option. We will click on this, we will get a new folder over here, but that folder will be named as new folder. For changing the name, you have to right click and rename that folder. Similarly, if I have to delete some of the folder, I'm going to select that folder. Like for example, if I need to delete part A, I will click on this and then I will click on the delete, or I can right click on this and get the option of delete, or I can select this and press the delete key from the keyboard. All the three ways are going to delete this. Similarly, if I want to copy the folder, I will click on the folder or the file that is to be copied, then click on the copy option, go to the new place where you want to paste it, double click on this and use the paste option. Or we can create this by using the shortcut keys of Ctrl C for the copy and Ctrl V for the paste. So these are some of the common operations that we do with the Windows. And with this we come to the end of this session. I hope I was clear to everyone.